Alright, guys. Clem in the bottom left side of the map in the grand finals, playing against MAXPAX. The Europeans have come to invade America again. A Frenchman up against a Danish player whose probe has gone across nice and early to get some harassment. MAXPAX in the top right, still in love with Cybercore before Nexus. But he has been mixing in the occasional 19 Nexus, 19 core, doing some sentry openings here and there. But I did hear that MAXPAX got the floor wiped with him yesterday. I haven't seen the games. You guys let me know. I heard he got absolutely hammered. Was it 3-0? Someone said Clem made it look not even close. So I imagine it was a 3-0 in the finals or whatever series it was of the Monday Night Weekly. I haven't actually kept up with the results of that. Been very busy here. We're back on the main computer. New Windows, new SSD. It's good to have all of our settings back. Everything looking nice. And casting these games. Command Center goes down, but it's on the high ground. So is, of course, the double gas opening with a quick factory in the reactor. And he's already moving the factory over. What? Why? That's odd. It's interesting. I guess he'll put another building here afterwards, right? Puts the starport on the tech lab, then puts the factory there and kind of has a nice safe wall off. Sorry, guys. The Reaper poked in. Wasn't able to get any probes. You could see MAXPAX did that fantastic micro with the pullback. I should have showed that on camera, but I'm a dummy. Ooh, rotate. All right, Twilight's almost finished. Second gateway started. Tank has begun. A few more Marines coming as well. I'm just going to shade on backwards. Okie dokie. Reaper poking in. Sees the second gateway timing. This all looks very normal. But he, of course, does not have the verification that it's Blink. He can probably put 2 and 2 together. And he's going to go for a very early tank here. Wow. Is he going to bring SCVs as well to build bunkers? Or is it just going to be one tank? Now, you can siege on the right side. But I actually think he'll probably try to siege over here. And try to siege it from that angle. Oh, okay. Marines and SCVs. We'll push this Adept back with the help of the Reaper. Reaper, though, going to be a bit late to the party. That Adept doing some good damage. Gets 2 Marines. Nicely done. But Adept does go down. Units warping in. MAXPAX very aware that this is an incredibly aggressive build. And with only 2 gateways up, the 3rd gateway and the Robo not finished yet. No battery on the natural either. That tank position on that left side that we were talking about. I think he barely reaches this mineral patch. Yep, there we go. 2 probes in the first shot. And that's a very frustrating harassment to deal with. Banshee and more tanks coming behind. This could turn into a really big all-in. He's going to drop the Marines there, but at any moment he can boost left and save the tank. And look at that. Wow. And then he confidently moves away. He knows Blink could be done soon. Does he realize how early? Dude, Blink's really fast this game. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Clem. Oh, he reacts very quickly, though. He does survive. But as long as MAXPAX leaves a few Stalkers around, it's going to be really hard to escape this. Because Blink's ready, so even if you go right, this guy can blink across. Like, it's going to be very hard to get that out of there. MAXPAX's going to grab everything else, push across the map with the Warp Prism. And no 3rd gas. He's going to go immediately for the 3rd Nexus. So a bit more of an economic approach as the blink pressure comes forward. Reaper on that right side does poke in here. Still just keeping an eye on one of the potential 3rd bases as a Banshee snakes around the bottom right as well. Clem glances over here every now and then just to check, and he says, okay, well, if you leave 6 supply there, that's fine. SCV's trying to repair the siege tank. Instead, the Stalkers don't care. They just take 3 SCVs and get out. Great pressure for MAXPAX. Really well microed. And this is where MAXPAX is such a good match for Clem and has made him such a better player over the years. It's because he has one of the best abilities to just micro these units and multitask toe-to-toe with the Terran. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't micro that Adept. Could have got some more damage. Banshee gets shut down, though, so I think that is a clear case of prioritizing the more important factor. Only 2 Adepts, 3 probes for a bunch of SCVs, a Banshee. 3rd Nexus is almost finished. Feels like really good handling for MAXPAX so far as he grabs another 2 SCVs. Drop's going to come in, and his Stalkers, one of them does pull away. Stalker blinks over, though. That's what we're talking about, and it does go down. MAXPAX cleaning that drop up. Doesn't even lose a Stalker. Really well done, and turns out Clem pulled the trigger a bit too early. Got a little bit excited at the start of his finals. Oh, Reaper gets a good scout. Yeah, sees the gateway explosion, sees the gases, sees the forge. Just has a good idea of where MAXPAX is up to in his build. And Clem's going to feel pretty bad about that. Because it's 6.5 minutes. And he does not have a third barracks finished. That's a disaster. Like, his third barracks is going to be swapping over in the tech lab. He'll be getting to stim shields +1, but it's minutes until he can turn that into an attack. So he desperately needs this third command center. But he knows with a third already fully saturated, MAXPAX will have a free pass to a fourth base, and Clem will need to do some heroic Terran efficiency to get back in this game. Sorry, it does seem a little bit laggy. We are on the EU server, of course, so these players get to play with minimal lag. It does mean we'll occasionally get a bit of a spike, though. Turns out being on the opposite side of the planet does it's still a big distance, even though we know the Earth is flat. It is slightly curved, of course. It's mostly flat, but the tortoise shell is curved a little bit, so it does make it a little bit hard to angle the fiber optic cables across to the other side of the planet. Banshee does come in, just hits the probe, runs away. Stalkers are going to move over there as well. Robo Bay almost finished. Fourth Nexus almost finished. Feels really bad for Clem. The longer this goes, the more I'm like, oh golly. Clem better be much better than MAXPAX in late game. And we have heard from Clem himself that he feels like MAXPAX is really good in the mid game, but kind of falls off a cliff in the late game. That's something we've seen historically for many years with MAXPAX and Zerg versus Protoss as well, where he'd do really well against Cyril in the mid game, and then he just like wouldn't be able to establish a fifth base and tech to like late game properly. He just wasn't good with Tempest for many years. He's much better at that now. I know he's still got good late game, but Clem, of course, has incredible late game in this matchup. Right, gets rid of the Observer. I'm going to try and move out. I don't think this is a dedicated push. Clem just wants to get some presence on the map, but look at that. MAXPAX traps 5 Marines up front, gets a Widow Mine, only trades a few Zealots for it, but he doesn't want to lose his Immortal Sentry. Clem realizes, hey dude, this is way too ambitious. A lot of his Zealots are on the left side of the map, and a bit too much. MAXPAX gets a little greedy there. It's good that he's in Clem's face, though. Is Clem overcommitting as these Zealots come forward? Maybe, but not enough Stalkers to blink on the Medivacs. Oh, the tanks! Dude, the tanks! The Medivacs barely get there with the hot pickup. But, oh gosh, he doesn't want to lose to the next blink, so he's trying to get out of here. The tanks unsiege. The Widow Mines do get some massive hits on the Zealots, but these tanks, a lot of tanks go down. Thank you very much, says MAXPAX. Those would have been very hard to deal with. Sieged up in a defensive position. Sieged up on a nice offensive position, say up here behind some rocks. But instead, they all go down, and MAXPAX really happy with those trades, because it's close to even trades. He's at a 4th mining the whole time. He could take a 5th soon, and he does go for a drop. Will unload the Zealots and save those at the same time as Army attacks this right side. Colossus starting to land hits on Marines. The tank goes down. It's the last tank. Extended Thermal Lance not quite done. The Colossus walking into the Marauders to focus the Marines. An ambitious plan. A bold move, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off. In that case, I think it was a little overcommitted. On the other hand, the argument here is that Clem is so far behind on income. Sloppy trades are still good trades for MAXPAX. I would say the Colossus is the one exception to that rule. Throw away everything that's not your Colossus to force messy trades. Just don't do that with your Colossus anymore. Because as much as Clem's down in the dumps, you know, economically, Colossus are the one anchoring efficient unit that allows you to win this game. He's going to recall Stalkers, 6 probes, and then gets out of there. Great move for Clem. With base finally up on the right side, or building, I should say. Stalker's trying to hunt this down. He needs Zealots as well if that unloads, but Clem didn't unload. Oh, Clem didn't unload. But the first volley hits a Marine. 1 Medevac goes down, but he'll punish by killing a Stalker. Concussive is done this game. Second eBay Armory goes to Academy. No 4th command center just yet, but Clem is gearing up for the next step. MAXPAX supply not all that impressive. That Guardian Shield gonna force Clem away. Clem doesn't want to fight the Guardian Shield. Not with such a small set of units against the now 9 range Colossus. 2 Colossus up, 3rd one building. Where's that Viking count at? 3? Guys, if you have 3 Vikings and they have a 3rd Colossus, I'm going to go ahead and say nah. Clem would like to have 9 Vikings right now. At least 6 or 8. But he is way behind in that regard. Clem, can he make a recovery in this game from behind? I think there's always a chance. The 2nd Robo, Dark Shrine, 2nd Forge, finally adding those armor upgrades. Top Protoss players like to delay those upgrades a lot. I think they just want to focus on momentum when they're playing. Makes a lot of sense. That Stalker Does bait the first shot, dodges it, but then gets hit by the next one. Still, 1 Stalker for 3 Widowmines. Great trade. Zealots are hitting on the left of this base as well. Top right of our screen, you can see they're kind of getting choked up by the Marines in the mineral line, but they do break through. Stalker, Colossus, Force Field, Guardian Shield just ripping Clem apart. And MAXPAX, too good of an early game there. Defending that tank drop and then trapping it. Just got a good amount of momentum, and from there, Clem got stuck in his corner of the map, didn't find enough damage. All right, guys, MAXPAX up 1 game. Good to see him getting a bit of revenge. I always feel like this is the story between Clem and MAXPAX, right? Clem stomps him, and then MAXPAX kind of switches it up a little bit. A few just tiny little adjustments, and then it becomes very competitive again. Occasionally, we see MAXPAX reversal and completely stomp Clem the following series, but over time, usually it's about 62-63% in favor of Clem. Not quite 2-1 in series, but definitely he's a bit more dominant overall than MAXPAX is. Reaper there, factory goes down. MAXPAX did end up lowering a bunch of his graphic settings after I spoke to him about a year ago about his settings. When I realized a year or 2 ago, I was like, hey dude, you've never been to a LAN tournament. You've never had the option to people go up to you and go, dude, why are your settings all bad? And normally when you're at a live tournament, everyone's just chatting to each other in the tournament pit, and you know, you end up just showing each other how to do things. You see people with weird habits and you correct each other, or you kind of explain, hey, wouldn't it be better if you do this? You see your friend who doesn't use a mouse pad and you tell him he's an idiot. Tell him to get a mouse pad. So he's not playing on an inconsistent surface at every tournament. For MAXPAX, he lowered his settings, but he still plays with mouse sensitivity, the mouse acceleration turned on. So it's usually considered a very bad setting, but there's been a bunch of pros across every game who play with it. And it's not because it's good, it's because if you've played for many, many years with mouse acceleration already turned on, then it's very hard to adjust not to it. And Windows leaves it on by default, because Microsoft think your mouse speeding up as it moves is a good thing. And maybe it is for the average user. Definitely not for gamers, though. I wonder if it's on by default in Macs. I think it might be as well, I'm not sure. If you're gaming on a Mac, you're already a crazy person, though, so... 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions. Ooh, the Adept Pressure. Can he find damage? This is really bad for MAXPAX. If you can get a Hellion at least, that might be okay. But instead, he just gets almost no damage. That's bad. Clem not going to repair the Hellion? Really? Wow. Okay, Clem's like, nah, I can't stop. I want to go right now and do some damage. So he's going to jump the Reapers in the main. No battery there. Full wall off for MAXPAX. Good idea. You're meant to build a shield battery, though. He's going to build a gateway. A gateway and a pylon to make sure it's full walled. Okay, that's hilarious. Good defense. Really good defense by MAXPAX. And the snap recall of the Adept was the best thing he could do as well. Dude, MAXPAX Pro Micro is so good. But Clem doesn't let him escape. Still gets 3 probes. I would have got 1 at most there for those 3 Reapers. He gets a Reaper out. And the Stalkers pursue the Hellions. Wow, really well done. 2 Reapers for 3 probes, and he forces a temporary wall off. Sick play by Clem. He's so good at StarCraft. Bunker does begin. A few barracks coming out. Factory and a starport. Imagine we're going to see a Raven. 150 gas, 100 minerals now. So Raven will start. That's the sound of a Raven beginning building, guys. Reaper Hellion fighting this Stalker is crazy. Stalker should kill that Hellion. MAXPAX getting bullied a little bit by the Widowmine drop. This is classic Clem. Make you look at 2 things at once. You can't deal with everything at the same time. Widowmine unburrows in the main so that it doesn't fire. It redrops. Stalkers trying to deal with it. Oh, he gets 2 more probes there. And the Reaper Hellion's going to go in, but in this case, it looks like they are just going to throw themselves away. MAXPAX finally deflects all of this pressure. Widowmines are dead. Hellion Reaper's mostly dead. And Clem did sacrifice a lot of economy to go double gas and get this all going. His Stim's incredibly late. His Raven's pretty late. His tanks and bunkers are just getting up now. But guess what? MAXPAX is on less workers than the Terran, which is about as bad as it gets in StarCraft. Good blink to dodge that Widowmine shot. Takes it out. The medevac snaking its way home. Double bunker to try and make sure he's safe against the counterattack. Does Clem put a second tank in the main? He might. We get these buildings in position to wall off. If you blink into 2 tanks, you're going to really regret it. Oh no. Oh no, MAXPAX. Drop the Adept first for the tank shot. Drop the Adept. He does drop the Adept. He blinks in. He's dropping across the gap to get on top of that siege tank. Can he get them? He gets both. Both siege tanks go down. He does lose a lot of Stalkers. But this opens things up. There's no stim here. 3 more Stalkers coming in. Oh, Clem! He thought he was ready for the counterattack. MAXPAX says, hold my Particle Disruptor, eat my Stalker, D-bag. Gets in there and starts doing damage, but with a new tank popping out and the Stalker's heavily damaged, MAXPAX is going to have to back away. He does so, but 11 workers, super necessary damage. Same time though, Raven comes in. It's going to kill like 5 probes here. Oh no, MAXPAX! He dives in, gets a medevac. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's going to take so much damage. 7, 8 probes. 8 probes! 8 probes! Oh no, MAXPAX! He builds a battery, keeps probing, and he tries to continue. He's going to go for the continuation. He says, look, there's no tank on the natural. Let's blink in there. Use some Stalker damage, pick off some SCVs. He's like, I need to do damage, but there's so many Marines and Marauders. It's hard to get the value. The Raven just chilling overhead, taunting him after getting those 8 kills. If it wasn't for those 8 kills, that Raven, I think MAXPAX could have been in a good spot. But if you don't warp in a Stalker at home, the Raven can kind of bully like that. Hard to deal with. Engineering Bay is super late. Stim is going to finish, but there's no barracks on a second tech lab yet. So, like, it's still a very slowed down position for Clem. There's room for MAXPAX to recover here. It's just a very non-ideal situation. And I really think if he could have skipped these shield batteries in each base, it would have felt a little bit better, but they could help out later on. And he does catch the Raven, which is really nice. Forge almost finished up there as well. 2 tanks and a Viking in the main. No combat shield started just yet. +1, of course, has just now begun for Clem. Stalker drop comes in the back of the natural. Picking off SCVs left, right, and center. MAXPAX activity rate unmatched amongst top Protoss players. I don't think anyone has close to his multitasking. And what I always love is when you look at his APM, it's usually quite low. This is actually faster than normal. Like, he does play fast, but I don't feel it reflects in his APM usually. But today it actually does. His APM's frantic today. This is very high. 335 average. Vikings ready this time. It is a fake prism, though. I don't think MAXPAX is really... Oh, my gosh. Like, just out of vision of each other. The Vikings actually in vision of the prism. Prism has 1 more sight range than a Viking. So MAXPAX is going to be aware, and he pulls away. Does Clem have 2 eBays, says chat? No, he's not an idiot. Yeah, he accidentally made 2 eBays, guys. That's how much pressure he was under earlier. He was like, oh no, I don't have an upgrade yet. I got to start an eBay. I forgot my eBay. But he actually did make it. But he did it in the middle of defending the Stalkers probably and just forgot that he'd already made it. He pretends to drop out the right side, clears the hallucination, and then doubles back to the left. Genius, Clem. Trying to be tricky. Can he sneak past this Stalker? Oh, your kit? Dude, no way. No way. Oh my god, he threads the needle, guys. He threads the needle. Now, he's going to try and flank. He's going to try and push forward and flank with the bio. This bio needs to go to that right side, though. He needs to go to the right side. These guys are going to come forward. Oh, it's a beautiful trap. Oh no, MAXPAX. He's taken so many Stalker losses. That's like 7 Stalkers there. A beautiful, beautiful trap. Clem, how does he pull off these moves? 13 Stalkers have now gone down this game. That's so expensive. The Zealot drop's going to get in. There's a Viking there, though, which means it's a one-way trip. Clem's going to pull his whole army home, which I think is the absolute right call. MAXPAX refuses to get bullied. Takes out a medevac. Even then, blinking forward to take out a medevac. But, oh gosh, it might cost him. Does lose a Stalker to the stim. Prism is going to go down. Zealots are going to go down for just 4 SCVs. He's got a decent little Zealot Stalker Immortal army, though. 61 probes as well. Can MAXPAX actually make this work? Dude, if he can clear this army, that would be so amazing. If he could clear this army, Clem has to pick up and leave. There's Stalkers behind him. Oh, but he focuses down 1, 2, 3 Stalkers. He's so good at doing that. Stutter step and focus fire, absolutely brutal. And with no Stalkers anymore, he has to rebuild Stalkers, which are very expensive units. Clem does have 2 Zealots, though. The classic MAXPAX power Zealots. 2 boys with laser swords, ready to stab your workers. Go after your supply lines. Triple drop goes to the right. Zealot counter finds it. He will divert Stalkers to respond. Got to leave a Colossus here as well, maybe. Might actually be a good move. No, I guess he wants it with the main army. He's going to commit. Clem doesn't realize he got spotted, loses a full medevac, and leaves 4 Marines behind as well. Great catch from MAXPAX, but is it enough? Clem still has a bit of momentum. Zealot Colossus Sentry is a good army, though. Rando Marine Marauder coming from behind. I think the Zealots should pull back from this one. MAXPAX still committing, though. He's like, hey, I'm on top. I don't want to disengage against these ranged units, but he has to. Double drop down south. It's only 1 medevac full of units. 4th Nexus. It's going to go down, I think. He's got to fight. He hallucinates an Archon, attacks some damage. Widowmine lands on it. Great soaking. The Colossus goes down. The Immortal takes care of all the siege tanks. Oh, if he could just have one more Zealot warp in and a new Colossus walk in, this would be amazing for MaxPax, but his Colossus just popped out at home. It's going to take a little while to get here. This fourth Nexus is so damaged. If MaxPax holds this base, I think he's in an okay position, but it's a big if. Clem realizes how vulnerable it is, and he takes it out. And not just that, he gets the Immortal. The Stalkers come forward with the Colossus, but oh, the Marauders will not be stopped, and Clem is going to tie up this series. What a sick game 2. All right, guys, going to game 3, and we've already got a very early eBay block surprise, forcing MaxPax to take a third. Clem here with a tricky opening. He's gone gas first, Marine Factory, and MaxPax going to have to take such a weird third here on Torches. I don't know how this goes. I have not seen this on this map. I'm also like, really, this third? Not the one out to the left? I guess that's too far away. But now he's expanding towards Terran, and like a tank up here could shell your mineral line. I don't know. To me, this base seems like a disaster. This seems like a hot mess of a base to take, right? There's this like single choke point leading through to it. I don't know, man. Feels awkward. I think Clem here really disrupting MaxPax, and I wonder if he just boosts a Hellion drop in here or something like that. I do think Max will have to open these minerals up early so that he can get access to that area as well. And we'll see how we go. First Adept comes forward. He's gone for a second Adept. Chrono them both out. He's gone Stargate. And it looks like he wants to go Stalker now. Slightly supply block, just waiting for the Nexus. Probes do start up. And of course, shield batteries. Already one of those at the third base, but none in the main. Interestingly, it's a more defensive follow-up so far for Clem. So he disrupts the opening, but he goes for Cyclone and second barracks. Oh, and luckily he hides the second barracks. Because I think he's going to do the 3 racks. Yeah, second barracks, second gas. This could very well be immediately tank right now. Does he queue up a tank after this Cyclone? Got the money in a second. 150 minerals? Yeah. Immediately. Okay. So we're going to see at least potentially a huge tank push. It's going to be without medevacs. It's just going to push through the middle and siege up over here. Does he commit with the third barracks? Yes, he does. Okay. No add-on on this barracks, I don't think. I think he's probably going to go tech lab there. But I think he's just going to shove. He could just go 3x Marine tank, not build any add-ons, and that's actually a very valid strategy as well. This is going to be so interesting. All right, Cyclone Marine pressuring, just keeping him on his toes, making it really hard for MaxPax. If the Phoenix could catch the Cyclone and then get some vision, that would be really good. Cyclone comes in, and it's time to get rid of him. Clem goes for the scout, sees no third base back here, does scout that it's Phoenix. He's building another Cyclone. That's interesting. I thought he'd just commit to the headbutt, but I guess losing a Cyclone, only having unupgraded Marines against Phoenix is awkward. And the Phoenix will see what's happening, but I do think you need to play charge here. So third gas is already coming out for MaxPax. He's going for a Twilight Council at about 4 minutes. Phoenix come in, pick off a Marine. There is a third Phoenix out as well. Now, he got full vision, right? Yeah, 3 barracks. It is going to be double tech lab. Now, this usually manifests as a giant push around 5.5 minutes, moves out with 2 tanks and a Cyclone. Of course, he's lost the Cyclone. He had to rebuild it. He might wait for longer, or he could take gases, add an engineering bay, add a starport, play a normal build. But it's hard to hide that you're doing that. So even if he does do that, I think Clem will want to move out and make it look like a real push. Right now, you can see Marine production takes priority over SCVs. So he's idling his command centers occasionally, because for him, it's like, I can't miss a beat on my Marines. That tells us he's committing aggressively. Clem wants to go. Once again, another gap in SCV production. It's all about the aggro for him. New Cyclone is out. It's going to do some good damage, but the Phoenix picks up that Cyclone to break the lock on. Forge is on the way. Oh, that's it. Third base, Forge and Probes. I don't like MaxPax's response here, guys. As much as I love charge, and I do think upgrades are important for them, I don't know. I mean, you need the third, I guess. I do like the Gateway Explosion. This push looks so scary. It's going to be such a big ball of Marines. I think he needs to get Zealots up here right now, because when this moves out, he needs to counter with Zealots immediately. I don't think you can win if you fight this front on as MaxPax. He might prove me wrong. Guardian Shield's really good, but I feel like if you can cut off the rally, this is such an all-in push. You will disrupt the SCV pool. You will disrupt the Marines coming in from behind. Like a Zealot counter here could be really effective, but actually 2 big squads of Marines, one at the front, one escorting the SCVs. A few Zealots will go around. MAXPAX, he's still probing. I just don't think he has the numbers. This is such a committed all-in for CLEM. And I think MAXPAX was not expecting him to just be so pig-headed about it, but he is, and he's going to even build bunkers on the front. Stim is done. Shields is done. But MAXPAX is going to go for it. Zealots, Archons go forward. It's a fake Archon, I should say. Zealots come in from behind. Phoenix gets shot down, dropping those siege tanks. Probes have been pulled. And the Marines, that firepower is massive. Is it enough, though? There's still only 1 tank left and 1 Cyclone in the back, but MAXPAX's army gets cleared. Units lost time, you can see, very far in favor of CLEM. That ball of Stim Marines at that timing is so hard to deal with. This third Nexus so exposed to this sort of push, so vulnerable at the front. MAXPAX just couldn't quite get enough Zealots to deal with it. Always hard to deal with something like this. You don't have time to get a Forge upgrade out. He's finally got an Archon joining in. I think CLEM here gets some good damage. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, Guardian Shield's so good here. The tank's going down. The Archon's ruining him. Dude, MAXPAX is still in it. MAXPAX is still in it. That's huge. That's huge. Because remember, there's no medevacs. Yes, there's a starport and an eBay building, but he pulled the boys. Dude, MAXPAX is still in it. If MAXPAX pops a third down right now, he's fine. He's actually fine. He's up 8 workers. Archon, he wants that tank. He wants that tank. He's going to pick it up. Oh, he gets rid of the tank. And those Marines, they're so vulnerable. 1 Zealot does die, but that Archon could maybe scare these Marines back. We get that Zealot away. Zealot away. Oh, CLEM gets the Zealot. If you chase any further, you're screwed. CLEM pulls back at the perfect time. MAXPAX, no third base right now. He's going to move out. Surely he takes this third now. Yeah, straight line. I'd also like to see him open these minerals to get to that right side. The debris, the Zerg rocks, are now decapitating themselves as they are no longer on creep. Phoenix scouts around and he says, where's your third command center? What does he see, guys? 2 more barracks building in the back of the base. So he's going to go for Psystorm with the gas that he's banked up. Super good against what is going to be another Marine SCV pool by the looks of it. It's going to hit in about 1.5 minutes, maybe less. And I think if I was CLEM, I might cancel these and build a third command center because it got scouted immediately. It feels inefficient to do that. And I think CLEM's kind of saying, let's just be pig-headed. Let's just headbutt. If Storm kicks in, though, and MAXPAX has just like 2 or 3 High Templar with Storms, especially with, he's already used energy recharge. So he could maybe have another energy recharge by the time the push comes. He could have like 6 Storms across 3 High Templar. That would be crazy. Dude, I can't believe MAXPAX actually fought well enough that he's actually still in this. The tail end of that fight, those Zealots getting on top of it. Remember, the Marines don't have healing. With these sort of pushes, they gas out so hard. Even I casting it forgot that. Even I forgot that. I was like, I see everything. I know I've done this push 1,000 times that CLEM's doing. Poorly, of course. But like, I know its strengths and weaknesses. And even I thought, oh, it's done enough. But no. Biomine coming in. Not enough units here to defend. The Zealot counter needs to go in, but he doesn't realize there's an army coming through the middle. Templar Archives is going to go down. 1 Phoenix gets shot. Oh, great snipe. The Zealots are going to go for the counter. MAXPAX got to get to the front. The bio, if the mines get sieged out here, this is huge. CLEM taking a great position. Zealot counter, though, is going to cause him big trouble. Drop comes to reinforce. MAXPAX, great storm to start, but he doesn't have any supporting units here. His army is so small. But the Zealot counter, man, that Zealot count is wrecking right now. Marines and Zealots getting torn up on the front. CLEM, though, look at this position. Tanks, Widow Mines, Marines in a big arc. Hard to land good storms, but he has a Stormer on the high ground. That High Templar on the high ground lands a great storm. CLEM picks up to try and get those out of the storm as quickly as possible. These Marines are so fragile, but they're so high damage as well. Sentry warps in and gets shot down. CLEM with his focus fire. Oh, he's so annoying to play against. Oh, he's so good. And MAXPAX's going to go for the break. He's got to go for it. Will the storms land? Tank gets picked up by the Phoenix, gets shot down almost immediately. Widowmine's taking some good shots. Zealots trying to pull back here. But, oh, good split against that last Widowmine. He's got to let these Zealots regen their shields. If he loses those Zealots, there's almost no meat and potatoes left in MAXPAX's army. His third base, though, is fully mining. He's still probing, which I don't think is necessary right now, but I can see why he's trying to do it. Stalker's warping in the main. He's going to take out a drop with still a lot of units inside. Takes out another medevac as well. Zealots are warping in a crazy drop for CLEM. It's a last-ditch desperate effort, and it does get punished. Yes, he kills some Stalkers, but I think that was a good defense by MAXPAX. He's also sending his Zealots around. Maybe a little late for that. His third's vulnerable. He does have energy recharge available. Can he get a Storm up in time? A Storm on this side might buy him a moment. But, oh, he has to use the second Storm. High Templar goes down. Yes, a few Marines, Marauders, and Mines go down. Does buy him a moment, but is it enough? Stalkers are dealing with the drop there. Mass Zealot counterattack. Clem is desperate. He's on 2 base that's mining out. He's got dregs of units against the guy with Zealot Storm. Both players with +1 attack. This dropship gets hunted down by the Phoenix. It goes down with 4 units. 1 Marauder, 2 Marines still inside of that one. Widowmine fires on that Zealot. More Zealots are warping on this side. The Zealot's still tearing up the rally for Clem. Clem's last set of Marines. They may be commandos, but they are unsupported at this point. There is nothing behind them. They are deep behind enemy lines. And their position has been located and targeted. It is inevitable. They will get hunted off this map now with Phoenix Archon Zealot chasing them away. Zealot's finally getting cleaned up on the other side. MAXPAX at double the worker count. He actually lost track of the full medevac. Really clever the way Clem escaped there. He also goes by the healing shrine, heals up a little bit. Oh, MAXPAX realizes. He has a few stalkers on the edge. He realizes that there is potential for there to be a drop still down there. Storm landing on this bio. Good job fighting on the map a little bit. Stalker's going to take care of that dropship. Nice. And those Marines get toasted. Clem's going to tap out. MAXPAX weathers the 3 racks factory, which I thought he was being too greedy. Turns out he was doing it just right. GG, well played. All right, guys. MAXPAX in the bottom left side of the map. Clem in the top right. And MAXPAX is up 2-1. If he can take him on Tokamak. Sorry, guys. I heard another caster call it Tokamak, and I was like, oh, no, have I been saying it wrong? Googled it. Yeah, apparently it's Tokamak. Yeah. I believe it's a Russian-invented fusion reactor, right? I've been calling it Tokamak. Probably should have Googled it at the start. My bad. Apparently it's Tokamak. It is what it is. But, yeah. So, if he can take this, MAXPAX gets the 3-1. Clem's going to go double gas again. And I mean, MAXPAX isn't really using sentry openings at all, so I think this makes a lot of sense. MAXPAX is playing a very classic style, a style which Clem usually does better against when he goes 1 racks expand, I think. I think do you guys think, I wonder if we see Clem not try to harass MAXPAX. Is there a game plan? Like, so I'm thinking about this on a strategic level. These guys are so used to just playing relatively standard against each other. Like, I think mechanically StarCraft's never been played at this level. But because there is a smaller pool of top players, I do think the amount players get their expectations tested and thrown out of their element against players who are actually good enough to pull it off and beat them is very rare. And you do have players get into comfort zones, I think, more than ever in 2025 StarCraft. Is there an argument that you should just turtle against MAXPAX and play super greedy? Because I don't see MAXPAX really pull off super greedy builds of his own. He's usually pretty safe and controlled. Kind of feels like Clem could skimp on, you know, can we like not build a medevac, 2 mines, a raven, and 2 cyclones for once? Like, could we maybe skimp on some of that stuff? I don't know. Go straight to the stim bio and the medevac's a bit earlier. Like, I think there might be a corner that Clem could cut in this game. And maybe still do the medevac harassment, but nothing else. Or just the medevac into the raven. But yeah, I don't really want to be seeing like 2 cyclones and 3 tanks before starting stim, you know? I think a faster stim is going to be essential because MAXPAX seems to be handling these pre-stim pressures pretty well in the last couple of games. Oh. Hellion Reaper doing some good damage. Adept will shade to the ramp. But look at that. Guys, do you guys remember when Terran would always build their buildings right in vision? And I remember like years ago that one of the things I would rant about was I was like, dude, Terrans, you know, if you build your building here and they let the shade finish, they can see the build, like see your build and then recall. Like people would go 3 racks and they would build the 3 racks in vision of an adept if it goes up the ramp. But they were like, and every time I was like, why are you guys doing this? They were like, oh, well, if it doesn't, the shade has less vision. I was like, what if they finish the shade? Like, why not just build it a centimeter to the right? And then actually have it hidden every game. Anyway, 6 Marine drop plus 3 Hellion run by MAXPAX. Walls the natural. This is an easy defense. But he has no idea what's happening. And we'll see. Marine drop on that Stalker in the main. Can he get rid of it? Oh, here come the Hellions, though. That's a bigger threat. Probes trying to pull away. But that means the Hellions are going to try and distract. Notice the Hellions trying to be annoying. And the Marines are on top. Oh, so much damage. He also just bounced the Stalkers with the Hellions as well. The Marines focusing so much damage down. Gets another Stalker in the main as well. The Hellion, there's still a Hellion in the natural. MAXPAX has just panicked super hard and he just got wrecked. 3 Hellions and a 6 Marine drop just undid everything. That's it. That's game. I hate to call it so early, but this one truly is. Unlike the previous game, I mean, MAXPAX needs these 4 Stalkers to each be able to bench press 36 Marines stacked on top of 10 SCVs. If these 4 Stalkers can go kill everything, maybe, but with bunkers and tanks already up, not many avenues for that. Raven's ready to go in with an auto turret harass as well. Max, I mean, he is a king of comebacks. Very good at just playing from behind. But it's going to be so tough, man. Raven does get pushed away. That was so many worker losses. Units lost about 2 to 1, and with 14 probes going down, when you already don't have a third base started, that is... Oh, it's terrible. Depth Shade's in. Tanks are going to take it out. Banshee medevac on the top left. We've got the Raven pulls back on the right side. MAXPAX has charge. He's going to go Storm. Storm's a great comeback ability. Keep the Banshee back, but of course does lose the fight, does the Stalker. Blinks to dodge the shot, but he doesn't blink far enough away. Oh, these Stalkers will get it. Could have hit on that pillar, since there's no high ground vision nearby, but instead he goes to the dead space. There is a Moopy waving to him. He's like, bro, you should listen to this song, man. This track is banging, dude. I did not realize there was a Moopy on a... Is this like a crashed Hercules transport, I think, guys? The Moopy's apparently smashed an evil Dominion Hercules transport and are celebrating over there. This one's just standing there with his staff in his hand. Very cool. Of course, here is MAXPAX himself, guys. Finally being revealed after all these years. Playing the computer on the map. This is all he sees when he's playing StarCraft. It's all like matrix charts and numbers and stuff. Stalker's poking forward. Bunker got sold. Sorry, guys. I thought we had the production tab open. My bad. 5 gateways coming up. Storm. No Forge upgrades. He's up in workers, which is kind of cool. Clem going 5 barracks. I mean, he's all in on 2 base. His third's not building. Does that give it opportunity? Probably not. I don't really see a great opportunity here. Once Stim and Shields kicks in, medevacs are out. You know he's moving out. Concussive Shells, not queued up just yet, but he'll do it soon as these upgrades get close to finishing. How many High Templar we got? All right, High Templar. He's got a Sentry warping in. He's got 3 High Templar in the Prism. We're going to need to see the Storms to end all storms. Clem did commit a lot to that early aggression. It's delayed the big 2-base push. MAXPAX, can he make a 30 supply comeback happen? 50 supply behind an army. He's still probing right now. I can't imagine. He's not got a pylon building. Oh, he's so screwed. He builds a pylon. He needs like 4 of those. He's trying to go to 10 gates. But he has so few units. Oh, where's the storm drop, guys? He's trying to come on that left side. He might have to feed back the Raven. Oh my gosh! Oh, that's... I mean, decent storms, but he loses 2 High Templar. The SCV pull arrives in the natural on its own. Clem playing a little sloppy here. It's getting to like 5 a.m. over there in France and Denmark for these guys. But the SCVs attack... They're mining from the natural. That's amazing. Zealot counter does intercept. The SCVs steal some minerals. It's the biggest heist. I didn't realize we're watching Ocean's 11, guys. The 11 SCVs get pulled. They steal a pack of minerals each and they leave the base. Nah, MAXPAX, you're an idiot. I took your minerals. MAXPAX is like, what the hell, man? Don't add insult to injury. Storm drop coming forward. Can he land some storms? Oh, big storms on the bio. And a big storm on the tanks. Unfortunately, there's nothing else to back it up. The Archons, the Stalkers, getting hammered through. MAXPAX making a heroic effort from behind. But Clem, just too much, too good. The damage early on, like I said, that's a hard build to handle. It hits so early with the 6 Marine drop. If you don't wall off the front of your base, it's very hard to deal with 3 Hellions, a Reaper in your natural, and 6 Marines and a medevac in your main. And MAXPAX just didn't have the right setup of units. If you had like 2 or 3 Stalkers in the main when it first came in and started hitting the medevac really hard, maybe. Massive Zealot probe pull. That's 5 siege tanks on the right side. That is a barrage. Crucio shot cannons absolutely ripping apart the Protoss army. GG, well played. All right. Game 5 to decide it all. Double gas. Back to the aggro builds here for Clem. Dude, he hit so early that last game. 4-13, 6 Marines drop, 3 Hellions run in, and a Reaper. Hard to stop that. MAXPAX wasn't quite ready for it. MAXPAX hasn't done any sentry openings this game. Right? Yeah, I don't think he did. I mean, we saw the semis, CLEM Estrella. There was a good Phoenix Sentry Stalker fake out, actually going Phoenix for Estrella on Torches, which was a pretty close game, but MAXPAX is really just like going back to the build he's played 43,000 times before, you know? Pretty straight up. He's kind of 3-gate blinking most of these games. And it's not a bad build order by any means, but it does have these little narrow windows where an aggressive Terran might catch you off guard if you don't see it coming. Probe comes in, sees the command center, and the Reaper does get pushed back. Twilight Council once again for Maxi. Double Adept into that. Oh, almost gets that Reaper, but CLEM. Quick eyes, quick hands, as always. If you're watching live, you guys got just a couple seconds to get your gambles in before that closes. It's about to close. Reaper Hellion, 2 at a time. 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion again. CLEM's really leaning into the aggression. I think he's kind of gambling on MAXPAX, just not expecting that to be the case. He's not expecting this. Probe has come the safe way around the edge of the map and will manage to get home. I really dislike 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion openings usually, but some players are vulnerable to it. Is MAXPAX one of them? Well, he's got 2 Adepts and a Stalker at home, which should be enough to defend, but are they in position? Adepts are. No shield battery. Second gate into Robo now. No 4th gateway unit on the way. Warp gate still about 20 seconds out. Can these Adepts defend? Stalker will come down from the main. The Adepts trying to shade. Already 1 Reaper will go down. And here we go. The other Adept will fall. But Stalker's going to take out the Reaper. 3rd Reaper will go down. But that means you've still got 2 Hellions, which are absolute slayers of the probes. Great pull away on these probes to at least minimize the splash damage. But got to get rid of that red at point 1, and you can see good splits on the probes. Nonetheless, 7 workers. Nice damage there, because remember, he killed 2 Adepts and 7 workers. Beautiful, beautiful early damage. It's so funny because I rush an Oracle every game, and if someone does 3 Reaper 2 Hellion, I just get to kill them for free. But I'm like, damn, man. Like, I feel like if you chrono 2 Adepts and a Stalker, you should be able to defend it. But the thing is, the Stalker was in the main because you might, like, the Reapers might jump in the main. You have to kind of be split up. It's crazy to me that 3 Reaper 2 Alien can do that damage. And I just think MAXPAX is being greedy. I think you just need to build a shield battery there, right? If you want to be safe against it. But he didn't. And now the Widowmine drop comes in. No Stalkers at home. Which means he can be really annoying. Okay, 2 Stalkers do come over. And look at that. Unburrows the Widowmine, so we can keep wasting mining time on that natural. Widowmine in the main as well, but with the gas workers there, he can just keep changing targets. Does go for the reburrow. Widowmine on the natural looks like it did fire. Looks like it just got 1 kill. It's getting chased by a Stalker. Not sure if it'll go down or not. It's a total of... Did he kill a Stalker, guys? No, it looks like he got just 1 probe. These 4 Stalkers on the front come in. They get an SCV. But double bunker coming up. Can he get in? There's only 1 tank in the main right now. Remember, MAXPAX got some crazy damage with Stalker pressure earlier in the series. He's so good at it. With no tank to cover, those Marines and SCVs are pretty vulnerable targets. He doesn't want to let the second bunker get up. Severely weakens CLEM. CLEM should put more Marines in this bunker. It's weird that he doesn't have more Marines in that bunker. Why? Because it gives +1 range. But this is why. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he's taking damage. Tank needs to get down here. MAXPAX finding some good damage, but with no 3rd base, one has to wonder how effective this is. There's Widowmine blocking and taking the 3rd. Stalkers take a tank shot. Good Prism Micro, but a Stalker does go down. Widowmine clears the probe. Banshee's going to come in behind that as well. No 3rd base for MAXPAX behind this. He should take the other 3rd, which I think he's going to. Let's take out the bunker. Siege tank is there. Click the bunker and click out. Oh, he's trying to kill as many Marines and SCVs as he can. Everything's so damaged. Meanwhile, Banshee comes in and... Oh, he had Cloak! I didn't even realize he was going Cloak this whole time. There's been so much fighting going on. Layers of aggression. CLEM is just like, first 3 Reaper 2 Alien, then a 2 Widowmine drop, then a Cloaked Banshee while I defend your 3-gate Blink aggro. Looks like a Siege tank did just go down, but a lot of Stalkers fell as well as the Warp Prism going down. Looks like he focused that with the Marines. Banshee finally goes down, but only after 11 more probes do fall. 11 probes! So many. That being said, MAXPAX has a 3rd on the way. CLEM is not in a great position either. But I think he's in a slightly better one. Supply looking way healthier. He's going to try to rebuild the bunker, get more tanks down. Yes, his Marines are wounded. He's going to have to rebuild his 3rd garrison, his engineering bay, eventually get these barracks on tech labs so he can make stim and shields. But for now, it's just survive. You've done so much damage. MAXPAX economy has been hamstrung. Forge is on the way. Probes continue to get chronoed, and that 3rd Nexus on the way down there as well. Storm or Colossus this game, ladies and gentlemen? I think it's going to be Storm. Storm seems to be the flavor of the month. And I think Clem's going to build a 3rd command center this game. Then again, it's so late at night. And when it's late at night, Clem is more willing to just basically YOLO on 5 racks all in. He's done this before. We just YOLOs all ins against MAXPAX in the NA tournament. He does it a lot more here when they're playing so late at night. Still no 2nd and 3rd barracks on the tech labs. It's going to be a, very, very slow stim. MAXPAX has many minutes. I think Clem could have been a little faster, but he's gone 4 tanks and a Raven. Did he only build 1 batch? He built 3? Wow, 2 Banshees on the right. Observer. Oh, pervert mode. He sees it. He sees it. MAXPAX, how quick does he react? He should unsiege this and bring it back right now. He's not watching. Okay, he sees it. He sees it. Stalkers do come over there, and that is bad for Clem, committing to so many of these tech units. Yes, his early aggression was good, but these Banshees aren't going to find the mark. MAXPAX is back in this game. Believe it or not, guys. He's back in this game. I mean, I get Storm's a while away, but there's 3rd command center. Clem is not going to gamble on the 5 racks all in. His stim, shields, and medevacs will be moving out in the near future. If he commits, I actually think he can kill MAXPAX. I just don't know if Clem has the confidence. If he does move out in 9 minutes, on 9 minutes, just before stim and shields finish, I think it's going to be really hard for MAXPAX to be ready. But MAXPAX has a prism to delay him. Storm has started. It's getting chrono boosted. Storm's about 80 seconds out, guys. 60 seconds, 1 minute, maybe 50 seconds with chrono. And look at this, Stalkers forcing him to siege. Oh, MAXPAX is doing a really good job. Way behind on supply. Doesn't have Storm ready yet. MAXPAX's position is not good, don't get me wrong, but he's doing everything he needs to do to give himself a chance in this game because he needs Storm to deal with that massive ball of Terran coming across the front. The Zealot drop. Look at this. The whole army's pulling home. The whole army's pulling home. This is exactly what MAXPAX needs. MAXPAX right now is like, just give me a minute, honey. I'll be ready. Just, oi, I'll fight you. Just chase this prism for 30, 40 seconds, please. Let me build a 4th. Let me make Storm. Let me bank up that High Templar energy. I'd love to see this prism potentially recall. Stalkers go in, pick up a Marine or 2, set a bunker on fire. 1 Stalker does die. Looks like the 3rd base will get taken. Clem. The way MAXPAX just stays in his face like this, it feels a little claustrophobic when you play PvT against MAXPAX. Because you're like, I feel like my army's way better than yours, but you're acting like your army's really good, so maybe it is. You know, you start to buy your opponent's copium. Oh, the bio's so clumped. I think MAXPAX has to pull back, though. Wait, he's going for the tanks. The tank snipes could be game-changing. The Storms are devastating. Where'd the Marines go? MAXPAX just joked this game. It's the start of Dark Knight. He just did the magic trick. Oh my god, Clem, where did Clem's eye socket go? There's a pen sticking out of his head. Oh my gosh. Those Storms absolutely annihilated him. Oh my gosh. Oh, he was way too clumped. He wasn't respecting the Storm. He got delayed by way too long by the prism. He sensed he'd wasted too much time. He also forgot concussive shells, so then he shoved with reckless abandon. And he gets punished for it. Oh my gosh. And now Clem's the one on copium. You gotta respect the Storms, man. It's so funny. We talked about it earlier today, how until Beyond sees the first Storm, he doesn't believe Storm is a spell. It's like every game he relearns that Storm is a spell when the Storm lands in the center of his bio, even if he sees High Templar running around the map. Clem kind of had that moment there, but of course he did not know there was Storm on the map, and he just was not ready for it. We've got to watch that last fight one more time. I couldn't quite believe what I was watching. I didn't really commentate it in real time as well as I should have. I was like, maybe he can barely defend this army, but like those Marines are just way too bold, and they're just so clumped. The first Storm's good, second one's great, and then it's just, yeah. He just gets overrun. The tanks and mines don't really do much because they're sieging in the middle of the fight. It's a devastatingly bad engagement. Zealot hit his 3rd as well. Wow. Clem, I think, got a bit too paranoid, and I do think building the second and third Banshee didn't pay off, right? He did so well in the early game, but the second and third Banshee didn't pay off. And remember, he took so long building 4 siege tanks. He took so long to swap into stim and shields. If he pushed a minute earlier, if he, for instance, didn't even pull back for the prism, just waited for his rally to clean up, I think even that would have been a different story. Because let's look at the timing really quickly here, guys. He wanted to move out, which I already thought was a late move out time, because he took so long to swap these barracks around. I was like, dude, you got to get across this map. You're so far ahead, right? But he gives MAXPAX time to catch up on this third. And Storm, and I was like, dude, I don't know how he gets Storm up in time. But then he starts pushing out. The Stalkers made him panic siege, which was maybe unnecessary. I think it was. He tries to sneak a drop out, but he realizes an observer sees it, so he goes back to unload. Then the Stalkers are back in his face. He's like, oh, finally I can push. And then the Prism runs in, and he pulls his whole army back. It felt like, yeah, MAXPAX just bought way too much time with the Stalker Zealot control. And then Clem got a little sloppy with it. He both missed his timing when all of his upgrades finished. How many times have we seen Clem arrive at the front, set up the fight as all these upgrades kick in, and then the fight happens? He's not even left his base when the upgrades are ready. That gives Storm to finish, time for more Zealots to warp in, time for Protoss +1 to finish. What a different outcome. Hats off to MAXPAX for, even in really hard situations, continue to multitask the Zealot Stalker so very well. Beautiful play, sets up for this final engagement, which was, of course, a devastating twist. And just absolutely smashes. GG, well played to MAXPAX. One of the few players who can go toe-to-toe with Clem in a mechanical war. GG, well played.